I wanted to make a video real quick just on like the basic cage setup that I use personally as a breeder, because it's a bit different than a pet setup, and I think husbandry is a valuable thing to understand. So just as a quick overview, there are four different kinds of cage setups in a breeding setup. You've got your nurseries, you've got your lone males, you've got your paired males, and you've got your grow-out females or lone females who are not currently paired up. And that is one big reason, the fact that all those four setups are going to be different. That's one big reason that breeders who are breeding for pets or just in general, their setups and their husbandry is going to be very different than for pet only. And that's something that I think, especially pet owners who are getting started, who have done some research, might get confused about, because the type of mouse and the purpose of the mouse you're breeding or keeping makes a big difference in the type of husbandry that you're going to want to use to take care of that animal. So, with that in mind, I thought I would go ahead and show you guys just some quick examples of how I set up all those different cages at different life stages, so that you can see. There's a cutie behind you guys, but so that you guys can see kind of the basic mindset that I have when it comes to how I set up all of my cages. Alright, so first up is the nursery. These babies are all older, so it's slightly different. Usually I choose a very specific big hide, and I rip off the sides so that the moms can have a little bit more privacy and warmth to keep their nest under. These guys have an okay nest, but once they get older, they don't really care about their nests. In each enclosure, and this is consistent across all of them, I use cardboard boxes that I get at Sam's Club. And yes, I do go every week and leave with a cart full of just straight up cardboard boxes. And there are a few workers at Sam's Club who know me now. I use cardboard boxes because they're easy. When I have this many enclosures, I'd be cleaning like 30 plastic hides every week, so cardboard's just a lot more efficient for me. And I'm recycling. These boxes would normally be tossed otherwise, so they also double as chew toys. But otherwise, nurseries, the specific goal is keeping the baby safe, so that's why there are no wheels. But there are chews, and there are hides, there's nesting material, and I usually put in a couple other just like random interesting things for the babies to use, and the mama as well while she's raising them. Here, let me... These guys are a little crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and close them up. These guys are at the age where they just want to hang out with me and explore things. Hello, little baby. Ooh, she found the stick. I gave these guys rosewood chews for the first time today, and this lady is really liking them. So, beyond enrichment, the most important basic parts of any mouse cage: hides, bedding. Usually the minimum is 1 to 2 inches of the bedding. I use kiln-dried pine. That comes in bulk mixed with orchard grass so that they can build their nests and also tunnel easier. It gives this a little bit more structure. And then I use ripped up brown paper bags in various shapes. It's just your grocery bags for nesting material, and they'll use that to keep it warm and insulated during the winter. Hi, Mama. And then for food, I can't remember if I already talked about these, but I use Missouri. It's a block feed. I recommend block feeds for breeders and pet owners. I put it on top, both for enrichment and so that there's extra, because I just put the food straight into the bedding. That keeps it cleaner than it would be if it was in a dish, because they'll just use their dishes as restrooms. So the food just goes on there. It's a forage. It's a chew toy. It's healthy. It's nutritious. It's fabulous. And then the big difference, those are all the similarities. Nurseries don't have wheels. That's a big difference. And the nurseries are more specific. The like actual hide layout's a bit different. For a lone male, they will have a couple hides. They'll usually have the chew toy interesting thing, but they also get a wheel, which paired males do not get. And the reason is because these guys are bored and lonely. I hang out with them, but they need a little bit more interesting stuff going on, so the wheel gives them something interesting to do, since they don't have a friend to keep them occupied. Whereas a paired male with his lady will have a lot more work to do, and I actually don't want him to be distracted by a wheel. He's also more likely to be territorial if there's a wheel in there because he might want to claim the wheel as his own and view the lady as competition for wheel time, so it's just better for them both not to have it. So yeah, the pairing cages, they usually just have a couple hides and then something interesting, 2 toys, and all the usual stuff. And then these guys, the unpaired females who are currently waiting, they get a whole bunch of hides and chewing things. They also get a wheel. They get a whole lot more stuff. Basically, it's almost like a pet cage. It's just short. Normally, like, my pet cage is like the tank I showed yesterday. That's taller, so you can do, like, hanging toys and stuff. That would be great for a pet cage. But these guys, in the holdback cage, I still need to keep a close eye on them on a daily basis, because they're still pretty young. Health issues can pop up at this age pretty easily. It's also important for me to keep an eye on personality and other things, so having a shorter cage allows me a little bit more easy access to them without having to dig through tunnels to find them. Which is what I have to do in my pet cage. Yeah, that was like super basic. Oh, also water bottles. I just have them through the top like this. Usually 1, but I can do 2 if I need to. I keep a pretty good eye on them though. I'm in here every day. But yeah, so that's like bare bones basic husbandry. It changes from cage to cage. There's a lot more I could go into, but if none of you, probably, well, a couple of you guys might consider breeding. I have a few people who follow me who might consider it, but just to know that if you are breeding mice or you ever go somewhere where you're seeing mice being bred, just know that the setup is different. And this wouldn't be ideal, like these tiny ones especially, these ones, these are where I keep my males. I'd recommend keeping a pet male in a 20-gallon minimum instead of one of these. And then for females, usually 20-gallon minimum for 3 females. And then in a 40-gallon, you could keep 8 to 12 females or so. And usually I recommend pet owners keep their mice in 20-gallon minimum. Just because that way they can add the most enrichment possible. When mice aren't breeding, they're doing a lot less stuff. My mice, they're cycling through groups. They're meeting new mice on a weekly basis. They're raising pups. They're breeding and interacting with new mates, which there's a lot of socialization that goes on in that process. So it's a high stress, high change, intense, very mentally stimulating environment. A pet home, they're not going to have that. So it's important to make sure that your enclosure, which is going to be relatively consistent without much change, is as fabulous as possible. That's kind of what I tell my adopters when they're getting mice. Yeah, rant over. We'll call it good there. I'll probably post this to YouTube too, for all of the lovely, very mouse interested people over there. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Otherwise, I hope y'all are having a good day. I hope you're having a good time with whatever you're doing. I slept more last night, so that's why I'm more peppy than I was before. Starting to adjust to this whole. I'm gonna jinx myself. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to keep it going, but waking up early, man, it's an adventure. Anyways, hope y'all are having good days. Good luck with your adventures, whether they be mouse related, or other pet related, or human related. And I'll see y'all later.